Hello and welcome to the Home and Finance Show. I'm Janis Bradley, broker owner of JB Real Estate Consultants. Joining me is my co-host,
Diana Rice-Wilkerson, lender with Fairway Independent Mortgage.
We are your seasoned, trusted advisors committed to personally navigating you through the home buying and home lending process. The show is designed to provide you with current and relevant information about different aspects about home buying, home selling, and lending so that you are knowledgeable when making decisions for you and your family. You can also hear us on Saturdays on Radio 1, 1310 AM, 92.7 and 95.1. I think I said FM. I think I said at 1 o'clock. That said, if you are in the market to buy, build, or refinance, we'd love to represent you. You may reach us at the contact information below. Now on with the show. Diana, we have one of our favorite people on the show.
We do, and I am so excited. David Shabazz.
She is excited. I don't think I've seen her this excited.
I am so excited. Welcome to the Home and Finance Show.
You know, before we even get started,
Okay.
I want to say that I'm sitting next to two giants in our industry, and that the wealth of knowledge and service. It's not about money. It's not about closings. It's not about houses. It's about service. And it's a pleasure for me to be here today, and I am humbled to sit in this seat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is our mission. I mean, this is our ministry. There's no doubt about it.
And we know you have the same heart.
Same heart.
You know,
the same heart.
We're in the struggle together,
Yeah, we're in it
and
together.
the struggle is real.
Yes, and the bus that we ride on is a bus of equality,
Exactly.
a bus of service,
Yep.
And that we believe in having our customers or clients with the notion of wealth building.
Wealth
That's
building,
right.
exactly.
You know.
And I've added another word to it, legacy.
Legacy, yes.
Legacy building,
Absolutely.
yes. Yeah, I actually saw that on TV, so I'm not going to take it, but I liked it. I mean, I really did like it, because it kind of means the same, but it also has different meanings.
Yes.
Tell everybody who you are and just kind of let's go for it.
Yeah, I'm just a regular guy that helps build new homes for families here in Central Indiana. The opportunity to be in this business for 17 years, to be able to help families transition from being renters into owners and building wealth, and whether that is buying a home for yourself or purchasing a home as an investment property. So that's what I do. Help families at Davis Homes. Also have a marketing company that helps generate this type of educational consultant, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time one-on-one with families, helping them understand the difference between renting, how much money they've thrown away, the advantages of owning a new home.
When's your next class? Diana and I'll be there.
I have them every week.
Okay.
And I don't know if you all know my background as an educator. I was a PhD student.
Did not know.
And a dean of a college and all campuses and things of that nature. So when I'm sitting next to or across from a family, that's when that dean light, that educator's light comes back on, because now it's not about the house.
That's right.
It's just about them and getting them to the point of competency where they understand fully what they're getting into.
That's right. I love that.
I do
love
too.
that
I do
because
too.
basically you're giving them the information and tools they need to make a decision
Absolutely.
for themselves with a real understanding, excuse me for these noises, with a real understanding of how this is going to be a life-changing event for them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, think about how many people have signed a contract and didn't know what they were signing.
Exactly.
And then they called you after the fact and said, hey, look, I signed this
Yep.
purchase agreement.
What do I do now?
What do I
Yep.
do? They're saying I need $10,000, whatever the
Exactly.
case may be.
Yeah.
Well, we can alleviate that up front on the front end if they just, have opportunity to sit down with us, and we can kind of guide them and navigate them through that process.
So your title now is what?
Associate Vice President.
That's what I thought. Amen to
Amen
that.
to
Absolutely.
that. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
Yes, they just don't give those to anybody.
Well, I got to thank Brad Davis. He is a pillar in our community.
Yes.
Okay.
He believes in paying it forward, so to speak, through our efforts through Indiana Black Expo, our efforts as a company with sponsoring Circle City Classic, and being a part of just different activities and community organizations. And that, to me, is one of the reasons why I'm still at Davis Homes, is because we do give back to the community. We're not perfect by any means, but we strive to be.
That's
With
great.
that said, how does Davis differ from other builders?
I think the fact that we are a local builder, that you do have access to people that live here in Central Indiana from top all the way down. But what more importantly is that we are a community-oriented builder. Yes, we are for profit, right? We don't give houses away, but we'll do the right thing when something may not necessarily go as planned. What I found in this industry, for many companies, it's all about the bottom line. And that is true in every aspect of business.
Right.
However,
Right.
you have to do the right thing.
That's exactly right. I want to go to the comment where you said we are a local builder. Are you saying locally owned?
Locally owned.
Okay. Is that compared to other builders? I do know many builders are nationally owned, corporately owned.
Yes.
Across the country.
Yes.
So we're talking Davis Homes is located in Indiana.
In Indianapolis, the
Owned,
and
operated. That is
here.
fantastic.
Third generation
Okay.
Yeah.
from
okay.
Indiana.
Okay.
We have, went to IU. I mean,
Yes,
they're ingrained
roots.
in the
Yes,
community.
and committed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that- okay.
Going to school here in Marion County.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're ingrained in
I
the
love
community.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is fantastic.
Yes.
So I'm
absolutely.
going to ask you a question.
Oh.
So what do you feel that a realtor adds to the building process?
A realtor is our biggest advocate in many ways. The majority of the people that I help have a real estate agent. And the fact that I can call that agent and say, hey, look, this is our situation, this is where we are. You have a relationship, a professional relationship with your client that I may not necessarily have. You've built that rapport, they trust you. So if I can communicate to you what the situation is and you can communicate that to your client so they can better understand, because coming from me, I represent the builder.
Exactly.
Right?
See, you know that.
Yeah. Yeah. I represent the builder, you
Right,
represent the
right.
client, but together we're a team.
Absolutely.
Well, and you said when you started out how you operate, you're committed to the buyer.
Yes.
And that very thing that you were saying, hey, the realtor is the buyer's biggest advocate,
Absolutely.
and you welcome the realtor, just to me is you walk in the talk.
Right.
Okay, because otherwise that would not be your position.
Not necessarily, but I also believe that if someone walks in my office and they say, hey, I'm working with a realtor,
Yes.
my next question is, did they refer you to us?
Right.
Okay.
Because builders across the board, they don't pay you to have a realtor. They don't pay the realtor because they're the realtor. They pay them because they're the procuring cause
Okay.
as to why they are there.
There. Okay.
Now you're the procuring cost. Now we're going to be advocates for your client so we can see them through to closing.
Makes a lot of sense. Wow. I also heard you say you have first-time homebuyer workshops.
Yes.
Okay, talk
Yeah.
to us about those.
Oh, those are fun because I get excited just thinking about those because I partner say for example, I partner with you
Okay.
at Fairway, and then I'm partnering with Janis, and then we're going to host an event. We're going to blast it on every social media network possible. We're going to tell our friends. We're going to text it out to past clients, and then they're going to come out to our model. And it's not necessarily about the model, but it's more importantly about let's educate them on finance, how to purchase a home, what does that process look like, pre-existing homes. I mean, we talk about it all. We compare new to pre-existing, but more importantly, what type of financing options are available, whether that's conventional, FHA, first-time home buyer, VA, whatever that looks like. That's just an opportunity for us to educate.
So
and
how
to
are you
advocate.
reaching out to them?
Through social media.
Okay, strictly?
Strictly social
Okay.
media. That's been my driver for the last 12 years.
Okay.
I have 22,000 followers on my marketing page, and many they're buying their second or third
Yeah.
home
Okay.
with
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Very good. What communities are you working?
So we have 5 communities right now. We have one in Fortville. There's 2 in Warren Township, one off of 38th and German Church Road, and then we have one in Columbus, Indiana. So we do have more communities that are coming. The 3 of the 5 are what I would say first-time homebuyer communities, starting under $265, $240 kind of price range.
That's great. Now that's where?
That's
In Warren?
in Warren
Okay,
Township. Yeah. So right now, that's really where we've kind of hub. That's where our hub is right now. But we do have new communities on the horizon.
Can you talk about that yet?
I do
Just
know
area-wise?
Area-wise, we're talking Pike Township,
Okay.
South Side, Greenwood, and then even they were looking at some land in Wayne Township.
That's fantastic.
So you did say the Warren, and are you doing specs or just working?
We are taking orders.
Okay.
We are taking orders.
Love
we are not a spec builder. That is not who we are.
Okay.
Our
Okay.
goal, is about 250 homes a year. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to but we want to be where we can still provide quality service. The more homes you build, your service declines.
Gotcha.
So we want to be in a place where we give the utmost 100% best customer service. My father used to preach it to us as children, service above compensation.
Right.
That's when I walk in that model every day, that's what we're preaching. Service above compensation. So when you're building 1,000 homes or 800 homes, you really shouldn't be building those many because your service declines.
It has to. We get that. Now, why did you decide to build pair homes and discuss that success?
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
It's a beautiful
I think
thing.
it is.
Yeah. So you all have children,
Well,
grandchildren?
let's first talk about what is a paired home.
Yes.
So a paired home are two, we call them paired patio homes.
Okay.
Those
Okay.
are two single family homes that are connected on one side. Okay. You can't walk through them, but yeah, they're connected. They're touching. Let me just say that they're touching. So I had a client this weekend. She purchased one side as a Airbnb. She purchased the other side for herself. Talk about generational wealth.
I'm loving it.
You're talking about providing opportunities for your family. That's what it's all about. And you can get in one. They're starting at $245. $245. Let's say a buy your rate down to 4.25. Now we're at $1,650 a month for taxes and insurance included. And you have two of those, and one of them's generating $3,000 a month in income.
What age group seems to be purchasing?
A little bit
those
everybody.
properties? Really?
I can
All
see
age.
that.
A
I
little
can
bit
see
everybody.
that. Yep.
I'm asking that especially since they're two-story.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
These are two-story
They're
paired
two-story.
homes.
They're two-story.
Yep, with a
Do you
two-car
have-
garage,
okay.
2.5 bath, 4-bedroom, or 3 in a loft.
Okay. Do you have a ranch-style paired home?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, want to hear it. Want to see what this happens. We need those. We need those.
And with new construction, there's always a homeowners association, correct?
Yeah, I think the community needs that just
Yes.
to maintain the integrity of the community. The last thing I want is a bunch of broken down cars on my street. That's just my perspective.
I think it needs to be shared because a lot of people do not understand.
We had Kirkpatrick on, and it really blew my mind how it started. And apparently with them managing, and it did start with new construction. I mean, we just didn't even know that, but just what you said, begs the question of, hey, when they want to complain about it, you're right. Do you want a pink house or?
We're talking about wealth building, right?
Okay.
If you have oil stains all up and down your street, your neighbor's not maintaining their property. There's nothing against RVs and semi trucks or anything.
And
boats. But if those are parked in your community, it can be an eyesore. And if I list my house and I have junk cars next door, I'm losing out. I'm losing money. I'm losing money on my investment because now it's going to be harder, I believe, to sell my home if I had those things next to me, as opposed to, hey, we got a clean community, everybody's cutting their grass, maintaining their homes. It's an investment. We're out of an apartment, people. We've moved on. Now it's time to maintain and be responsible.
And location and the visual appearance of how things look, we all draw conclusions from
Absolutely.
that, right or wrong. Now, in a situation where maybe I do have an RV or a boat, can I get like a 3-car garage?
Yeah, there's many communities you have a 3-car garage.
Yeah.
In some cases, 4-car garage. We
Yes.
do tandem garages that extend further back into the home. So yeah, those are very common, especially in a Davis home.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and just to piggyback on that,
Please.
you can go from a production home, which is more of your entry-level starter home, first-time home buyer, to an on-your-lot build, which is, hey, we can find you a lot or a site and build you a home, customize it, or even our custom homes that are over $1 million. So we do it all.
So take a minute and talk about on your lot.
Yeah, on your lot
How does that
is a beautiful thing. If you can find a home site, it does take some creative financing, which is what's called construction perm financing. But you're basically closing on your home up front. And you're making these payments, these interest payments while your home is being built. And if you don't want to be in an HOA or a homeowners association, if you found a lot off of Kessler somewhere and you really love that lot, you want to purchase it, we can bundle that purchase with the home. and build you whatever type of home you want. It's a beautiful concept.
Yes.
We do, that's about probably half of our sales are most probably on your lot sales.
Great. That's a good thing.
Something I think buyer owners also need to know is new construction financing is no different than existing.
Correct.
I mean, a lot of people think if I'm building new, I've got to have a whole lot more money down, or my credit score needs to be
point.
a whole lot higher.
Yep.
But it's the same. So once you're pre-approved by a lender, you can take that approval 99 times out of 100. I can't even think of a reason why you wouldn't be able to do it 100% of the time, but you can take that approval, it can apply to a new construction home just as easily.
And not only that, say when we do our event together, right? When we do our home buyer event, we can sit down and say, even if they do come in with a 560 or below, whatever the required credit score is,
Yes.
and we can put them on, give them a plan and give them a roadmap.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I love those events.
Right.
Yes.
Because you're going to leave out of that model
Encouraged.
better than you came in.
That's
Yes,
exactly
that's it.
right.
I love it. I love that. I love that.
And with a plan and someone committed to helping you get there.
In that
Yeah.
time frame.
And no matter what time frame that is, too. I mean,
Correct.
whether that's 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, at least you're getting started.
You're going to be better off 18 months from now than you are today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Love it.
So what is the advantage? What do you share with the consumers of the advantage of new construction?
Well, there's a long laundry list, but I'll give you at least 3.
Okay.
One is energy efficiency. You know, when you purchase a newer home, there's newer products, the technology is there, so you're saving on utilities, your utility bills. That's one. 2, there's no toenails in your carpet. You don't have to worry about the house that you're
You said
purchasing.
toenails.
Toenails, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Toenails.
Yeah, I did say toenails. And the reason why I say that, I'm being facetious, but
That's okay.
But the reason why I say that is because when you buy a pre-existing home, okay?
Gotcha.
Yeah. When you buy a pre-existing home, there are some of those things that you're going to have to worry about.
Yeah.
Did they have a pet? Do you have allergies? Things of that nature. So with a new home, we don't have to worry about
That
that.
allergy part is so important.
It is. Those
Yes.
are, we may joke about it or but it's real. It's
yeah.
a real concern that a lot of people have.
No, I've had situations where I'm working with a person that has allergies. So I have to call every single time before I'm showing the house. Okay, do you have any pets? And I did run into a situation one time that they did not tell me that, and she actually got sick, but she ended up buying new construction.
Exactly. So those are things that are important. And the last thing I would say is the inspection process is so much smoother when you purchase a new home as opposed to a pre-existing home.
Question I have is with in 2022, it seemed like it took forever for homes to be built. So what's the time frame now? I mean, it used to be, was it 3-4 months?
In the past.
It used to be
past?
once we put a foundation in the ground, your home could be completed in 3 to 4 months.
Yes.
Now, once we put the foundation in the ground, your home is going to be completed probably in 6 to 8 months.
Okay. So it's just a whole
Realistically.
different plan. And for buyers, the main thing for you is you've got to keep things tight for 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
But I know that I've had several situations where buyers have oops, this happened or that happened, because it's a little bit longer that they just have to hold it together. Right. So,
I think one of the critical elements when you're building a home because of that extended time frame, is to put a freeze on your credit. So there's no more pulling my credit until the lender needs to meet with you again.
Good point.
And then also sign up for some type of credit monitoring service. So if anything does pop up or appear on your credit, you can address it right away.
yeah. And keep working. The sources of income that you use to get pre-qualified, continue those sources of income. So if
keep
it's
it tight.
overtime,
Right.
I had a buyer, she was getting child support, and unfortunately the parent lost the job, so no longer getting child support. So we're doing some workarounds. But anyway, the credit and of course that income, just keep doing what you were doing. But
Right, especially for truck drivers, right? The way truck drivers get paid and how
Yes.
some are paid by the mile, some are paid by the trip, some are paid by, hour, whatever.
Yes.
And if that switches, that changes a lot of things.
absolutely, absolutely.
Are you
Yep.
still running into supplies issues?
Not as bad.
Not as much.
Not as bad as it once was. It's so much better now. And, you know, it was hard on everybody.
It sure was.
It was
Yeah.
everybody.
And it
from
still
the,
is
the
really with a lot of
consumer
situations.
and everyone.
Exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly.
yeah, so much better.
Yeah. I think one builder stopped including appliances just because they had gotten so crazy. So
Right.
are you still including?
Appliances are still included. Stainless steel appliances are included in our homes.
So to what extent can a buyer change, like if you're in the production side, so you're not doing custom, but you're doing production, like what choices can the buyer make that's not considered, I guess, standard, or how does that work? Actually, I've never built a home before, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, that's a great question. So we include, and it's interesting because I brought you, and it was called an included features sheet.
Okay.
So this is everything that comes included in our homes
Okay.
from.
Well, feel free.
We're just saying from upgraded kitchen cabinets, upgraded vinyl flooring. What I mean is that you're not going to get that standard oak cabinet that you would once get. There's an upgraded cabinet that you would get now. Garage door openers, things of that nature that are now included in our
That's
in our
great.
homes.
Now that's great. Seriously,
know,
it sounds like it's little,
It's little,
but
but
it's
those
big.
are huge.
Now, is that meaning they're included in the basic price?
Yes.
That's what
Oh,
he said.
got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah,
So you
so-
don't have to pay extra.
No, you don't. You don't have to pay extra for stainless steel appliances. Remember years ago, it was just
Right.
either a white or a
1,000,
black.
yeah,
Right.
Now
exactly.
it's included. You know, you also have a 10-year structural warranty that comes included with your homes, a 1-year bumper-to-bumper service warranty. So there's a lot of different items that are already included in your home. So, you know, we can go down the list. Now, we have different classifications of homes that come with different standard features.
Okay.
Because obviously the more you pay, the more is included.
Okay.
So just want to make sure I'm clear on that.
Communities.
Okay. Okay.
So I kind of want to go back to the affordable
Okay.
homes, and which are in Warren Township. So that is Warren Township schools,
Yes.
Except for the the paired homes, and that hasn't stopped at all either, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
It hasn't. And then we have a brand new community
Because I
at
think that's
30th.
IPS. That's why I mentioned
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that
Fair
one's
homes.
IPS.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then 30th and German Church Road, we have our Pennington community starting at 265 single family
great.
homes. Great. We went through our whole phase of available lots.
Okay.
So now we're getting ready to release more lots. And that was, I mean,
And how many homes in that community?
it's a total of 63 homes.
Okay.
So it's not very, not
No,
very big.
that's
community at all.
nice.
Yeah.
Right, right. So how many lots do you have left?
Well, the first section was sold, so that was probably 12
Okay.
or 13 lots. So now we're off to the next section.
Great,
Yeah.
fantastic.
And that's, you just say 260?
265 starting for a
265.
2-story, about 1,700 square feet, 3
That's-
bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car. Yeah, beautiful brand new home.
Now, are there open houses, or like if somebody was watching the show and decided, hey, I want to drive out there and
I
take
would
a
tell
look.
them. I would tell them to call Janis
Okay.
and to reach out to you, and then we can collaborate together. I would not encourage them to come out
And just walk
to
in.
walk into our model. That would not be a good idea because there are certain questions they don't know to ask.
Exactly.
And where Janis knows what those particular questions are, no matter who the builder is.
So your first step, and it sounds like your recommendation is if you're considering new, first step, connect with a real estate agent.
Exactly.
Okay, very first step, that's important. And Janis, if that happens, like what are you gonna say? So the buyer calls up and says, hey, I wanna build new. What's your response?
My response is call Diana.
Have her show you the
No,
money.
actually, and you know, this is something that was, I heard this, I don't know how long ago, but it was a comment that made so much sense. And this is actually after they have been pre-approved. I mean, because the person's not knowing exactly, what they want. But they said, the best thing to do is show them new construction first. And that,
Whoa.
yeah, that was a pretty heavy statement. And you can see why.
Yeah, because once
Well-
I've seen new,
Exactly, but it saves a lot of time, because first, personalities. People really, it's just like anything else. They don't know what they want, and we know that it's an emotional situation, but new is good. But yeah, the first thing is, we just, the kind of questions I'm going to ask, just like anything else, but basically, no one knows. I mean, everybody, let's put it this way, everybody knows that you can't do anything until you are pre-approved.
Okay.
You know, so that's always going to still be the first step, but understanding, you know, that, you know, we work as a team. So that's the very, very first thing. But yeah, that's been a comment that was made, is that this particular realtor, you know, said, show them new first.
Well, I know real estate agents or realtors that across the country, their go-to
It's new.
is go straight to a builder. And for a variety of reasons. There's no competition other than picking a lot that maybe somebody else wants, but then there's a
Right.
plethora of lots that are available. And then you just have to put yourself in that person's shoes. When you were 25 or 20 or in your early 20s and you went bought your first home, you didn't know much about that process. You know, even not necessarily new. That's why you have to have an expert with you
That's true.
when you're going into that model.
Yep, that is very true. That's
Yeah.
true. That is very
I
true.
bought my very first home. I didn't have a realtor. It was a big mistake.
What about when you go to the design center? I mean, that's what I've heard is I've got to be with my customer before they go to the design center so that they stay within budget.
If you're working with a builder and they're not setting clear expectations as to what their budget is,
Okay.
and when I meet with everyone, I say, hey, this is your budget. You have
Yeah.
$10,000 to spend at the design center.
Okay.
You cannot go over that number per
Exactly.
Diana, otherwise this
Exactly.
pre-approval is no good.
No
Okay.
good.
Straight talk.
Straight talk.
Straight
Give
talk.
it straight to them,
Yeah.
and then they know what the expectation
Okay.
is. 10 grand. I'm going to there's some things that I'm going to have to put to the side and do
Right.
later, other things that I can do now.
Okay.
It's this whole process from beginning to end is setting proper expectations.
Expectations. I like that.
Yeah,
From-
I love it.
I applaud
Contract to closing.
Yes.
Applaud you. I
Yes.
applaud you.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty then.
Now, what about, okay, so if you're building my house, I'm just trying to get a good idea, okay, how this works. So it's like, okay, once I get started, and I know it might take 6 to 8 months for my home to be completed, what is happening during that time? And we have 1 minute.
Well, there's quite a bit. We're
Okay.
ordering materials and permits and plot plans. We're getting everything set up. So I had a customer. She said, "Hey, you haven't started my house yet."
Yeah.
I said, "Actually, we have. We just haven't put a shovel in the ground yet."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we've ordered all these materials and things is going to be delivered. So there's so much happening on the back end. But also there's now technology for me to communicate with my customers or my clients while they're going through the process
Okay.
without picking up the phone.
Okay, especially so they don't feel like we've forgotten them. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I know with new construction, it's like, what happened? Everybody was flirting around in the beginning, and now
That
you
goes
know.
back to expectations.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to set the expectation. Hey, there's not a whole lot that's going to happen over the next 90 days.
That's right.
If you don't hear from me, it's not because I don't love you.
Right.
It's because I just don't have anything to report.
Right,
Exactly.
Right.
Dave Shabazz with Davis Homes.
Davis Homes.
We thank you so much. And you're going to be hearing from Diana and I very, very, very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome. Thank
listening
you.
Superstar.
audience.
Yes.
Thank you, listening audience, and we hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.